Welcome to my channel here on my first gameplay of Rome Total War 2. Now, let me explain what I'm going to do here. So, originally, I was a very big fan of Rome Total War Shogun. Shogun 2, actually. Shogun 1 I never played, like, seriously. So I played Shogun 2 a while, and I realized I really fucking love the game. So I decided I was going to move over to Rome 2. I heard mixed reviews. I heard it was kind of shitty, but I actually played it, and I think it's completely fine after the new Emperor Edition updates. So the idea here is I'm going to run through an entire campaign of Rome Total War 2, provide lovely commentary, and if you enjoy, you can stay and hang out, and eventually I'll move on maybe to Shogun, or I'll keep doing Rome campaigns. As I established in an earlier video, the idea of this channel is to, do single player gameplay videos. It's mostly just me or anybody I decide to commentating over. Again, I am Lews, Therin, and we're going to start today as a Roman. Now, I know it's an easier thing than, starting like in Carthage or anything like that, but since it's my first run, I'm just going to keep it simple. I have a very big love for the House of the Julii because this is Caesar's house, so I'm just going to start with them. Now, a quick story about when I started doing this. When I was doing the first test to do these videos, I actually started using a pretty shitty screen recording app. And it recorded my audio, but it really didn't show any video. So I probably played 3 hours of this campaign before, but I really didn't do much. I mostly just set up little settlements and raised tiny armies. I honestly still have no fucking clue how half this game works. So for the sake of the video, it is still a pretty blind run. It's just not as blind as it could have been, and in a way I think it's better because I spent a lot of time stumbling and reading and learning menus that, it won't happen as frequently now that I had some time to acquaint myself with the game. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm still probably going to have times where I just don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But hopefully I'll provide some sort of entertainment. Let's see here. We're at war with the Etruscans. They fucking suck. Yeah. So long story short, the Etruscans hate us. We need to, deal with it. Okay. I am now audacious and equipped. Oh no, this is the undertaking. Okay, so basically conquer them. Alright, so to start off, this is something that I noticed in Rome, not in Rome, in Shogun 2, when you use these little, I mean, in Shogun 2 it was ninjas, and in Rome I noticed that it's something else. Oh, we sabotaged them. Okay. That's cool. So my spy actually did some sabotage over here, and it actually worked out pretty well. So now the spy ranked up. See, this is what I'm talking about when we say, when I said that I was gonna have a little bit more time. I had a little more time with the game, therefore I know more about the game. This is kind of what I was referring to. Now, I know that there's a weakened little Etruscan army over there, but I'm just not comfortable attacking right this second without having a stronger unit. Actually, fuck that. Let me take him. So then I'm going to take him. It'll be a very decisive victory. It's auto-resolve. Yeah, let's just do it aggressively. Alright. The Etruscans are dead. Fantastic. Now, should I enslave them? Let me see. Yeah, I don't want any slaves, honestly. And killing them sounds a bit, annoying. Let's just release them. Who gives a shit? Okay, so I, Lucius Libo, now increased in rank as well. General. Okay, so there's 3 options here. We got the warrior, the commander, and the strategist. I think commander is just an all-around better choice, but what do I know? These are the technology sections. So actually, now that reminds me, I'm just going to go over, for those of you who've never played a Total War game, what each thing is, because me running through it is a bit confusing now. most of the things are pretty straightforward, and if you played any of the other Total War games, it'll sound familiar. So you got a main map right here, which actually covers all of the game. So the game in its entirety includes all of Europe, pretty much. Well, all of Western Europe, some of Africa, and some of the Middle East, and a section of the UK area. Now we're starting out with Italy here. So we control a big chunk of Italy, which is Rome and the surrounding area. Um, and that's really where I'm going to focus on growing because that's mainly the bread and butter of this thing. But of course, as we move on, we will have more than one major area to focus on. So here we got a few tabs that are pretty important. This first tab is kind of like an overview tab that talks about all the politics and all the house things, and this is also quite interesting. So the first thing we're going to see is the politics. So right now there are three dominant houses that kind of have influence and kind of bought some of the senators in Rome, kind of like right now actually. So the House of the Julii controls 25% of the entire Senate. Um, the House Cornelia controls 20, and the House of the Junia controls 20%. The rest of the houses kind of split apart the other chunk. Hopefully, as we move on, we're going to be a bit more on the dominant side. Now, here are the characters. So, these are the leaders of each of the houses. For example, here is me, Lucius Julius Libo, who we're going to replace his name because I don't like it. How do I rename him? Actually, I can't rename him right now. But anyway, if I could rename him, I would rename him. Anyway, so this is my character, the leader of the Julii. Here on the Cornelia, we have all these other people, and it basically tells me about them. So, for example, I'm a very giving person, and I'm a born leader, which is kind of cool. We have the House Cornelia guy, who's kind of intense. Brutus, this guy, is a siege expert, and then these other guys are... Oh, Bibulus, so he likes to drink. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. It kind of tells you a bit about each person. Around the sections, actually, it also talks about pretty interesting things. So, for example, if I didn't like Gnaeus Cornelius here, I could assassinate him. I could spread rumors about him. Or if I really wanted to hang out with him and, do some cool stuff, I could arrange a marriage. I'm actually going to do it over here with Lucius here because Lucius is clearly a fucking buffoon. And if I get him on my good side, I can do some shit. So he and I are gonna have some marriages. I'm gonna have some of my fucking cousins married to him or some shit. So that's that. Records here shows me everything that's happened, and stats are stats, which we're not gonna look at because God knows it'll be bad. Over here we have objectives, which are missions that the Senate sends us. We have trade and finances, which actually goes over the taxing, how much we're spending on the army, on the navy, and whatever. We're going to spend a shit ton of money on the army, and that's totally okay. Here is the technology section, where it actually where you research different technologies, like increasing the amount of yield a crop gives you, or building nicer aqueducts, or some nonsense. And here's one of my favorite parts of Total War in general. This is diplomacy. This is where you talk to the other states and you kind of negotiate about what you want to do. Back when I used to play Shogun, I was very into befriending a state for a few years and then after a while just fucking murdering them. But right now, that's not really what we're about. I really like Sparta, mainly because of 300, but I like Sparta. So I want to try to be friends with them. Let's see if we can do a military alliance. But see, when I offer them a military alliance, for example, the bottom here will tell me if it's possible. It's pretty impossible, actually, that they'll accept a military alliance with me. So I'm not even going to bother offering them. However, I kind of want to do this. This is a non-aggression pact. This is a thing that you didn't see in Total War Shogun, and I'm glad to see it over here. This basically means we agree to not fight each other yet, and this is kind of how you build relationships. You say, hey man, I'm not gonna fucking fight you right now, and then very slowly we're like, oh, that guy's cool, and then over time we grow into having an actual relationship. So let's see if Sparta can do it. Oh, see, Sparta did it. So Sparta and I now have a sort of relationship. I'm gonna do the same with Athens over here because I'm just gonna be friends with all the Greeks. Athens, come here.
Enter, friend.
I would love to trade with you, and I also would love to not fight you. Okay, can I just not fight you? Because you don't want to trade, clearly. Alright. No! See? They can just not give a fuck, and here's his emissary who clearly doesn't want to do anything. So, you know, that's kind of how it works. Over time, you know, things get more complicated. Once I'm stronger, at least in Shogun, you could actually intimidate other people. I don't know if you can still do that here, but I really hope you can. Eventually, we're going to take that city and that city. I really do want to just get it going real quick. Now, I only seem to have one army, which I find to be a travesty. I am Rome. I should have many armies. So we're going to raise the second army first. We're going to raise a Julii boy, obviously. We'll give him a bodyguard. And we're going to recruit some units. So let's see. We got here some... Yeah, I'm just going to do the average spear, some sword, and... actually, one more spear. And a couple more of these. And so, what's the difference between these and these? So these are plebes and these are patricians. We're just going to settle with this smaller force. You need to garrison in Rome and just shut the fuck up. Oh, you want to stand outside? Yeah, do that. Okay. Now, in my last quote-unquote blind run, Napoli actually got taken over, and I had this huge battle with the Etruscans. So I'm a bit more wary about this section over here. We'll see how it actually goes for now, though. Alright, so once you kind of figure out what you want to do, you'll end your turn, and that'll conclude the season right now. I actually don't know which season we're in. Does it say here? Oh, we're in summer. Just so you know. Alright, let's continue. I really enjoy water. You should drink it. Alright. If you ever hear another person at any point, it is my roommate who for some reason reacts to what I say. Because what I say is never entertaining anyway. Alright, we have hired a few people. This is exciting. We have a bigger chunk of an army, and I just realized I kind of didn't listen to my earlier instinct, and I didn't hire any more units over here. So I'm going to hire some mercenaries for what will be our main attack, the city. So we're going to do that right now. Going to attack the city. And obviously win with overwhelming force. So it's auto-resolved because there's no point in actually worrying about this fight. Hopefully the mercenaries died and not my Roman soldiers. Alright, there we go. Now, there are three options when you take a settlement. You can either occupy peacefully, which will mean that the people will hate you less, but you get no money out of this. You can loot it and get a shit ton of money, but then people kind of hate you and the buildings go to shit. You could also raise it and completely destroy everything, but then I have to rebuild everything. I get more money, but it's really not worth it. I read The Prince by Machiavelli years ago. It's this book that I'm gonna tell you the story while I do this. So it's this book by Machiavelli who really likes. Basically, Machiavelli lived during the Renaissance, and I don't know much about him, but I know enough. So he lived during the Renaissance, and he was a very smart political strategist, and he believed that if you wanted to take over a place, the last thing you needed to do was to come in and act like you were the fucking shit. You needed to chill the fuck out and just leave them alone. You know, just keep it simple, keep it steady, and people would kind of respect you over time. Because really, at the end of the day, people don't really give a fuck who rules as long as their their lives can move on and they have less issues in their life. So that's why I didn't think it was gonna be that big an issue. But yeah, that's that. The story about Machiavelli, by the way, is that he wrote this entire book that we now celebrate and we think is the amazing shit. And he wrote it dedicated to some dude, and it was like an entire brown-nosing event where he was like, "Oh, I hope your magnificence loves this fucking shit." And the dude read it, and he was like, "Nah, I don't fucking like you." So, the moral of the story is, even if you write a fucking masterpiece, somebody thinks it's shit. Alright, so we captured Vela 3 or Vela 3 or whatever the fuck it's called. So clearly, we are a force to be reckoned with, to be not to be trifled with. Now, over on this side, I see Epirus fucking hates us. But Venetti here is kind of okay with us. They're not happy with the fact that we're warring with the Etruscans for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they have Etruscan family. But the Venetti are kind of cool with us. So I'm going to engage them. Venetti, where the fuck are you? Oh, here we are. I'll be like, hey, Venetti, can we just not fight? Oh, so the Venetti don't want to do that. So what we're going to do with them is I'm going to... No, see, the Venetti don't want to talk to me. I just realized that. We're going to talk to the Massilia because I want to make some friends. You know why I want to make some friends? Because later on I'm going to make some dick moves and I want people to say, oh, but that's my friend, I can't be a shit. Alright, so let's offer just trade. Oh, you don't want to trade with me yet. So these people think I'm a little bitch. That's clear. These people still think I'm young. Remember, this is around the time we kicked out the Etruscan kings. So we're still a kind of young republic. I mean, the Julii are up, so it's not that young. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where in Roman history we are. 271 BC. I can't fucking tell you where we were, but I'm pretty sure we're near the end of the Republican era. So we're still kind of shitty. So I understand that people are like hesitant about us. Oh, no, we're at the end of the Republican era. I think we're at the beginning of the Republican era. Don't quote me on that. I don't know anything. All right. I think we're gonna settle on this. We're just gonna move to the next turn. We gotta keep an eye on this though. This motherfucker's clearly raising an army. All right. Whoa. Oh shit. I did not assign a tradition. Important stuff. So traditions, I don't know what the fuck they do. Oh, they just forced me to adopt the tradition. Oh, okay. So they're like buffs. Okay. 3% weapon damage by melee units. Yeah, we're gonna do melee because I love that. I love getting in close and, feeling the blood splatter all over my face. Alright, good. I'm liking this. I fucking adore this game. I told somebody this before about this game that if I did, it was gonna be a mistake because I was gonna play it constantly. And I realize now I was completely correct, as usual. I am totally and utterly entranced, to the point that I sometimes even forget that I'm talking to the camera because I'm having too much fun with it. Now, let's go back to this. Syracuse over here in the south, at least they think we're the shit. So they want to be friends with us. So they're being friends first. Now, I could be a dick, counteroffer, and ask them to do me a favor for me to be their friend. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm going to just accept. Later on, I'll come back and ask them for something. So Syracuse, you're on my good list. I will not take over your fucking country yet. I will one day, but not right now. Right now, we're friends. Alright, we researched something. So the military research here, which means that I unlock military technology chain. Basically, I can hire better troops. Alright. This army is pretty much settled. We march to Armenium, I think. This is the winter. I'm not going to march. So in Shogun, I don't know if it happens here, if you're in an enemy territory during winter, you suffer attrition. So your people start fucking dying, and it's horrible. So we're not going to do that. And we're just going to chill. Now over here in Rome, I wanted to build something. Should I build consecrated ground, which is like religious areas, or public forums? I think I want public forums. Because I don't give 3 fucks. Well, I do give 3 fucks about Jupiter. Don't ever let Jupiter think I don't love him. But I don't think it's that important. Now, what I'm noticing here is that these people are now unhappy. And when people are unhappy, civil war starts. So let's go to trade and finance here. And let's just pick Rome. Oh, we can't do this? Oh, this is new. Okay, so in the old system, I could just say, let's lower Rome's taxes, but keep Vela 3's taxes the same. Apparently, in this game, that's not how it works. Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. I understand how this is. So we're going to lower the taxes just a bit. How much would I gain? So normal taxes right now, right? If I lower them just a bit, yeah, it's worth it. Because that way, the Romans can't bitch at me. They can't rebel yet. Once I take Arminium, or Ariminum, say it with me, Ariminum. Once I take Ariminum, then we can have this conversation again about raising the taxes. I'll be fair, whatever. Ariminum. Over here, are you guys happy with your lives? Yeah, you're not very happy, are you? So, here's what we're gonna do. I don't have any funds. I'm not gonna build anything. I built this shit. It's a bad idea. I'll construct something later. Now you're unhappy too? Alright, what about your taxes? Let's see your taxes. Alright. What's this? No, we're not doing Italia right now. No, fuck you. We're not doing Italia. We're doing taxes somewhere else.
Your faction's
Who gives a shit about trade?
Taxes are set at a faction-wide level, not by individual province.
Oh, so everybody has low taxes. Fuck me. This is not like Shogun. In Shogun I could do something different. You know what? Fine. Whatever. I'm sure the Senate sets the taxes, so it makes sense historically. I'm not happy about it though. Now, how is Vela 3 feeling? They're still pissy, right? Yeah. Alright, when Ariminum is taken over, we'll deal with that. Let's move on. I'm not happy about this taxation issue. I am a very, very picky consul, and I like my money. It provides me with stable bitches, and it supplies the army. And the army I value as much as my bitches. Alright. War declare. Syracuse and Carthage are fighting. Isn't Syracuse my ally? Let me look at that for a second. Where the fuck are my... Here. Syracuse. Aren't we friends? Show me. Oh, Syracuse and I are not necessarily friends. We just don't fight. Okay. I forgot about that. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what, people? We're going to revisit our diplomacy with Athens. I know Athens broke my heart and said no, but I want to do it again. Athens, could we please be friends? Thank you, Athens. I really appreciate this. I copied all your gods, so I'm glad you did this for me. I adore you. Alright. Let's move our armies up to Arrhenium. Take it over. I can't do it yet. Take it. Come on, cunt. Alright, there we go. We're auto-resolving. We're going to win. Let's do aggressively. There we go. We won. Easily. So now that Arrhenium is ours, I'm going to peacefully occupy again. Let's follow Machiavelli here. Marcus Aurelius, dude, who has a name that's almost like an emperor's, you get a rank up. Alright, you are going to be commander as well, because I feel like commander is a good middle ground between the two. Do I really know anything? No. So, no. Now this is pretty cool. Once I think at some point I'm going to be able to produce an edict or whatever, which means that it's like a blanket statement for everybody. Hopefully I can do that soon, because I'm about to run out of food, as you can see over here. We have no food surplus. Now that this is done, I know they're unhappy because I just took them over. But I'm going to build some stuff. I'm going to build a meeting place so that they can talk and get their shit out of their system, even though they're not going to change anything in this fucking world because Rome rules. Still, they can have conversations. They can enjoy themselves. They can have a fucking talk and sip their goddamn wine. I'm okay with that. I'm going to build that place for them to bitch and moan and not get anything done. That's how I do it. Now, I feel like there's pretty much nothing else that we can do. I want to look at the map though and enjoy the fact that all of Italy is mine. Ours, I should say, because you're with me in this journey. All of Italy is ours. We don't have all of Magna Graecia yet, but it'll be ours. I mean, Syracuse has it, but I expect Syracuse to get their ass beat by Carthage. And then we can fight Carthage, even though Carthage would probably whoop us right now. 24 minutes according to my timer. I think we're doing good time. Let's move on. If nothing exciting happens, we'll stop at 30. Oh, I can issue an edict. So I talked to you guys about edicts. Now, I am a very big fan of the bread and games edict, which means people get more food and people get some games. So they get to watch the fucking Coliseum and, you know, the people going in with their fucking carriages and shit, the races, their version of NASCAR, except there were no rednecks. It's good shit. I really am enjoying this game, like, amazingly. Now, just to explain to you how much I enjoy this game. I woke up, worked for 8 hours straight. At a very grueling job. One day I'll explain to you that, but our relationship isn't that deep yet. I worked at this grueling job for 8 hours, and I enjoyed myself, but the job is tough. And I came back. I ate a burrito, because burritos are fucking amazing. And then, I played this game for 3 hours, learned that I wasn't recording, deleted it, and then spent 2 hours learning OBS. And now here I am, almost 4 in the morning, and I couldn't be happier with my goddamn life. Now, let's go back to the game. The Venetti here. The Venetti here, remember, if you remember from earlier in the show, or the episode, or whatever the fuck I'm going to call this shit, the Venetti were like, nah, we're too good for you. Look who came groveling back. See, now we're not going to play nice. Now we're going to counteroffer. You're not only going to trade, you're going to agree not to fight me, you cunt. Oh. Oh, really? Now you want me to pay you? Oh, okay. No, wait. I misinterpreted. They're not going to agree not to fight me. They want to fight me, for sure. I'll whoop their ass. But they're going to pay me to trade with them? I'll take your fucking money, you goddamn... I was going to say something mean, but you know what? I'm not going to say something mean right now. Because right now we're trading. We're friends. I accept. You pay me to trade with you. Ooh, I built some slums. Where the fuck did I do that? Ah, shit. Nope. No slums in my town. I don't take any ghettos. Alright. Slums are done. I'm getting rid of them. See what I said? This motherfucker's building an army. He's coming for me. Now that they're happy, we need a new army fast. Are they happy? They're happy too. I need a new army fast. Can we transfer some units? Please transfer some units. No? Okay. The game sometimes does this to me, you know. No, I don't want to raise more forces. I want this army to grow. Let's recruit ourselves some more spearmen, a couple swordsmen, a couple of these motherfuckers. And there we got a full army. Over here, we're going to increase the fleet because I'm scared. Oh, I cannot afford it. I'm poor now. But I do want to make it clear. I'm truly scared. This is going to be some shit. You know what else I'm scared about? These motherfuckers are not happy. They're just not having it. So, I'm going to move this army. Wait, which army? No, I can't move this army. So, a lesson from Shogun 2 back in the day is that you move the army where you need to. Aside from defensive positions, if you move the army to a city and you plant it there, like I have it here in Rome, nobody's going to rebel. Think about it. If I had the goddamn army in your house, just walking, not in your house literally because that'd be rude, but walking around the streets, going around with their fucking shields and their shit, you'd be scared shitless. You wouldn't mount any fucking rebellion. That's what I'm going to do. I don't need to, you know, do this shit in Rome. Rome loves me. Well, actually, I can tell you how much Rome thinks of me. Rome respects me. See? They respect me. They know who the fuck they're talking to. The House of the Julii has 2 amazing generals. Now, we're going to do something really quickly now that we came to this section. Apparently, I like to drink. But I don't give a shit. Alright, Marcus Aurelius. I really like this Marcus Aurelius dude, but he has a fucking weird-ass wife. Alright. Now, here we go. I got a little quiet because, you know, I needed to read this for a second. This guy's a political animal. I kind of want to fuck him up, but I know he's not going to do anything mean to me yet. So, we're just going to move on. Excuse me for that. That was completely inappropriate. Now, actually, let's stop right here. I've done 30 minutes of gameplay. Now, I hope you've enjoyed yourself in this first blind-ish playthrough of Rome Total War 2. Next time, I'm going to move on to not only resupplying Rome, getting rid of the damn ghetto in Cassentia, but I'm also going to take my fight to the Etruscans here, because I'm not going to let these motherfucking cunts come at me. Besides, when we're done with that conversation with the Etruscans, I'm actually going to go and I'm going to tell you the story of why I hate them. I, as in Rome. I personally never met an Etruscan, so I can't tell you if I hate them or not. Until then, I am Lews, Therin. This is my blind playthrough of Rome Total War 2. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. If you like that, please subscribe, hit the like button, make a comment. I'm going to respond to pretty much every comment from now on. If and when I get big, then I can't. But for now, I'm pretty tiny. I'll fucking answer whatever the hell you want to tell me. Until then, again, Lews, Therin. Like, subscribe. If you want to share, do it. But honestly, I never share any videos, so I'm not going to ask you to share any videos. And that's all I can really tell you. Until next time, goodbye.